my friends. Here I have a good one for you. Stonevault 11. It has everything. Damage, love, heal, tanking, intrigue, despair. I don't know, it's like a Spanish telenovela. As always, Stonevault, first pull, Bloodlust. Bigger one, use all your stuff before your breath. So Abolim, Remorseless Winter, Reaper's Mark. Use all your runes basically, generate at least up to 70 runic power before going to breath, because you don't want it to end too early. Then breath macro, and you can see with an Aug in the group going up to I think 10 million. That feels good. Also the Shaman was too eager. Always give the tank some time. Very important kick here. The AoE fear. What was I about to say? The Shaman buff actually. Ooh, got hit there. Death strike. Come on, come on. Yeah. The Shaman buff actually insane for Frost Decay. That your auto hits have a I think 20% chance to hit again, which means runic power generation, but also things like our Frost Shield, which we just passively generate, or from our auto hits that crit the explosion. I don't know the name. I will just put some icon at the top left. So yeah, insane buff for Frost Decay, and you can see here in this key. Although there are some quite hairy situations, I have to say, without spoiler right now, but it was a tight one. It could have gone either way. But yeah, lots of damage. Aug in the group still feels so good. You don't see that often, I would say, in Aug. Even when going like 10, 11. Tried some 12s yet, have not timed it. But that was before the nerf, so I actually don't know how difficult they are right now, but I think they are still quite difficult, especially when pugging. So here you can see it's Moo and me again, the old couple, Frost Decay and Heal Druid. Also check out his channel if you like some heal gameplay with a lot of errors regarding positioning, interrupts, everything else, but I guess healing is fine. Can only say that because I know he's not watching my video, I guess. So again, use all your stuff before your pillar window. Go in, pillar, breath, racial, hot, trinket, whatever you want. Very nice thing here is a Frost Decay. You can see I use my AMS here, and what happens is, the moment they explode from the beam, I don't get this fiery debuff. So that is insane for the healer. You can basically do that every second time. See, there it is again, but we have Lichborn, also nice minor damage city. Otherwise, right before this AoE stomp, if you're half-life or below, just use a Death Strike. Don't die to that when you have such an easy heal at your disposal. You can always group a bit for this, and then the tank should move the boss, so you have some space between the pillars and yourself. There, AMS again. No debuff. Insane. Look at that. 0 damage for me. Before the stomp. Makes it much easier for the healer to get his heal checks. Although actually I'm just realizing maybe I should use my AMS for the second pillars always, because these are the ones where the stomp is coming afterwards. I mean, Frost Decay is not dying, so it does not matter really, but just some nice optimization. Just realized that. Learn something new every day, I guess. Or every key, optimally. If you are looking for these kinds of things. I don't know who said it, but I think it sounds fancy. Like, perfection is a lot of things done right. So with every small improvement, we are getting closer. Overall damage so far still looking insane, but of course that's due to the first pull and the pull after that. Stonevault for me, really okay. Like, after they changed some things, especially the frequency of the mechanics for the last boss, that was really annoying, and the explosion of the shards for Skarmorak, or whatever it's called. Since then, I think it's okay. Pretty solid state. I like the map. Kind of like the groups, because they all have similar health. They die at the same time. That's good for the timer. You can see using everything again, including the pot. Complete annihilation of the mobs. 9 million. How long were they alive? My breath is still running. Could have had that at least for another 10 seconds, I would guess. So that's why I don't play the breath build in lower keys, because you can see even in higher keys, when you use everything on a big pull. Yep. Death strike, good. The mobs die very fast. Also really nice here, maybe the elemental just had his CDs or was holding them, but he's using them now, so this group also dies fast, so basically we are not blowing our damage or our expensive CDs into the void. Otherwise, if you don't have CDs, just the typical stuff. Remorseless Winter, get the Frost Fever going, and then just cleave as much as possible in the Death and Decay. When there's no Death and Decay and I don't have 2 Killing Machine procs, I just use my Soul Reaper. Here again, and now obliterates with the scythe. Oh, so satisfying. Okay, Elemental still going. 4.5 million, solid. Group's dying very fast. Next pull should be a bigger one, I guess. Tank also gets more confident with the group, that's good. When you're pugging as a tank, it's always very hard to estimate on how fast the things die, because that's of course important for your pull size. Because when your defensives run out, you're pretty soft, so the things have to die before that. And you don't know how much damage your DPS are dealing. Can be difficult. So far, 1 death. That was the elemental at the beginning. Yeah, he couldn't wait. Always let the tank pull. When you see he's running through the mobs, you automatically know to wait. Yeah, I think I'm waiting 5 seconds until Pillar is back up, and then I use everything. There we go. Reaper's Mark. No, Deathbringer? No, Reaper's Mark. Breath, Pillar, Trinket, and go. Yep, a little bit of aggro, I guess. That's also something when the tank is not dealing as much damage. I mean, don't get me wrong, his damage here is completely fine, but Frost Decay has some insane aggro generation, especially since, oh god, getting hit from everything. Ooh, close for the tank. The aggro generation, yes, because Obliterate has some 3 mob cleave you generate. You're basically hitting like 1-2 million DPS on very few targets. Sometimes you get aggro, so you can always use in these big pulls some defensive CDs in advance. This boss, very important. Always they have to die at the same time. Otherwise the AoE damage that is stacking up is insane. Also when you're in range, when you're a range player here, always try to make the range kick on this Brokk. Otherwise when he or she, I think it's a she, right? No. Or is the big one the she? No, the Brokk is the guy. I'm sorry. You can see there, I'm waiting for the kick, because way too many times I have seen that the DPS tunnel and try to run over to the other side and they forget the kick, and that can basically be right. Ah, that's some bad overlap with the ops. Do I get them? Okay, Evoker is also doing work. 9 out of 10. Should be fine. Dodge the frontal. Always go to the exhaust without the fire, of course. And then use your cleave as much as possible. Breath and rune weapon are back up. Oh, very nice from the shaman to kick that back there. Did not even see that, but could have done nothing. Not the best bloodlust timing. I'm still waiting the 10 seconds. Sometimes I'm also using my breath like a few seconds before that, but I'm not sure if that's even worth. I have the feeling using all of this together is just so much more powerful, and there we go. Losing everything. They are at 25% and they are melting now. I think the damage in the end is like 2.2 million damage. Yeah, you can see overall 2.2, 2.23. Yeah. Clean. That was a nice kill actually. So far, he's looking insane. Just one death. I would guess very good on the timer. Here, Mu and me were actually a little bit surprised that we were not playing more trash here. It felt a little bit, yeah, like we were skipping some packs. That was holy moly! Why I was also looking around there. But yeah, you will see in the end whether we are missing some trash count or not. I'm not gonna spoiler this insane episode of the Stonevault. Part 1. Oh, yeah, tank down. I immediately start running. I don't know what killed him there, but I think the white damage from the mobs in here, oh, it's very tough. And they also have, look at these concussion, whatever they are, these tank busters. And the problem with the current mass stuns, mass AoEs, is that it's basically synchronizing the mobs. Meaning, once you AoE stun them, you basically have to, yeah, completely stun lock them until they are dead. Same with the kicks. You are just synchronizing it, and then you have to have a clean assignment from the group for the mobs, which is, I don't know why Blizzard did this. It's very stressful at the moment. Oh, everything ready? Reaper's Mark, damage macro, and there we go. Just AMS, because when some damage is coming in, it gets converted to runic power. And then, as always, use everything that costs runes. Never runic power. Unless you are really dying. Then you're allowed to use the Death Strike. Or you have the Death Strike Brokk, like I do there. I could also use that, no problem. Otherwise, I would rather use a pot to keep my breath running. Because in AoE situations, it's just way too good. Okay, next boss. Kind of a tough one. I have the feeling a lot of people don't really know how to play him. Because you have to kill the shards basically, I would say, in a pack group if people are not prepared to use their defensive CDs, etc. one by one. Always wait until the debuff runs out and then kill the next one. Very important also, when you're a DPS. Soak these orbs. Of course, the healer also needs these, maybe 1 or 2 for the intermission, but basically, if the DPS take enough orbs and they save their CDs, the shield is gone immediately. You will see that here, I think in the second phase. The first one I had only minor CDs and not that many orbs. But for the second shield, I think it was gone immediately, if I remember correctly. But yeah, we will see. Maybe I'm lying. Yeah, and also the orbs that spawn first, collect them immediately. Oh, tank down. Tank down. Defensive. Okay, hands suboptimal. Yeah, Evoker is playing. Very good. It's so insane that Frosty K survives at least a few of these hits. Like, it's huge. And that's what I mean with this is basically a spicy one. Because full wipe here. This would have maybe been the key, to be honest. Because we use some cities there. They have a lot of health. We have to run back. So, very tight situation. But yeah, regarding the ops for the boss, the first ops that spawn will despawn until the shield comes. So don't just leave them lying around. Whereas the buff maintains longer and it refreshes every time you use the new orb. So don't sleep on the orbs. That's the same with Marshall and the Gouda. Don't sleep on the good. Okay, here again, cities up, just use it. Since I want to hold my cities anyway for the intermission of the boss with the shield, I use them here, and again, pack is completely melting. Look at that. It's insane. In, yes. First at spawning. Always try to kill them one by one. Always look for the other orbs, shards if they're going down. Debuff runs out, kill the next. Soak some orbs. You can see 2 already. But I am greedy, I am going for more. Always have your defensive cities ready here. Oh wait, am I stupid? Can you only soak 2? No, oh, okay, that was weird. Ah, I was confusing the affix orbs. 2.6k or 2.7k Rio, by the way. Yeah, here, defensive cities, and you can see 3 million scythes going through the boss. Shield was there for quite some time. You will see the next one. Should get demolished. So now, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, should work out, I hope. Sometimes with Frosty K you have to be careful when the shards are spawning very close to each other. Because one scythe could just, like, kill both of them in an instant. See, the tank also very nice, was not soaking the orb. Causes damage for the intermission. Is not important. Orbs, 5 orbs, very nice. Reaper's Mark and cities. And you can see shield gone. That's crazy. Maybe it was also the elemental in that moment that did some, but you can see my overall damage for this fight just skyrocketed. For the very high keys, I think they are also doing it like this, right? Not this civilian 11 stuff, but I mean like this 13, 14, whatever they are running in this dungeon now. Completely insane. I think the Frosty K is also holding cities for this phase because the damage, the AoE damage is it's just too high. Ooh, Shaman going down. Scythes ready and going in. Yes, 6 million. 6 million. That's crazy. Yeah, Death Strike. Look at that healing. 1 Death Strike. Pull again. Never sleep on the Death Strike. Never sleep on the orbs and never sleep on the Death Strike. You should get that as a tattoo, by the way. I approve it. I will explain it to your girlfriend. Why you had to do this. Or your mother. Or your boyfriend. I don't know. Whatever you're into. Your tree. I really like the addition of the cards in this dungeon. This is like from the layout and the movement, basically a perfect M+ dungeon. The groups are separated enough that you don't fail pull, yet they are close enough so you can scale your pulls as you like with your group. My positioning here from the group was not good. You want to have them charged against the wall, otherwise the Frosty K or the meaties in general are very sad. But yeah, you can choose which side you go first. and you have a shortcut to come back down. It's just good. This way you also always have the same respawn point, which is basically the beginning, which is completely fine in this case. So yeah. Affix this week, I also like it. Mastery buff, solid. Not as good as the crit buff, I would say, but still fine. Soaking of the Orbs has some weird overlaps in some boss fights, but in general also not the worst affix. I'm relatively happy with the affixes. Besides that damage reduction mob that is spawning, that's just horrendous. But the buff is impactful enough that you also want to play it, that you are rewarded by it. But it's not like when the affix is spawning, it's defining your gameplay in that moment. Like for example, the old affix's bolstering, which was completely controlling your key. Like defining how you had to play the dungeon. So yeah. Always be careful with these swirlies. Hitbox is not very player friendly. And the guards, I'm quite happy that he's playing them kind of separately. I think in this passage, most tanks, especially in pugging, are just trying too much. And in the midst of some chaos or larger pull, these charges will get overlooked and the people will just get one shot. This also dangerous pull, always focus the totems. I think I'm using all my stuff here again. Yeah, do I go for the pot? I go for the pot. We want to time that. But I'm always using the level 2 stuff. Level 3, way too expensive. And the difference is just... it's not worth it if you ask me. But for the higher keys... ooh, yeah, this I'm not the biggest fan of. I would always just pull the first group out. Because what you will see here now... Yep. I don't know what initially pulled them. But then you saw the chain lightning from the elemental going over there. But this is just... it's just unnecessarily dangerous. An unnecessary risk to pull them there. Because Blizzard in its infinite wisdom is... yeah. When designing skills, I don't know. I mean, the Frosty K is very good in pulling something with this AoE going around, and with the dragon and the whelpling, the paladin with the hammers. Sometimes they fly through dungeons. I don't know. You can see the chain lightning, starfall, whatever. It's just a risk to play them there. You can do it. You can see, yeah, with good kicks, the mobs move. But I personally would pull them out. It's good for us that we had enough time. Because we have quite some damage. Ooh, the totem, I can't get there. Shaman, yes, very nice. Oh, tank down. Okay. Defensive city, you can hear immediately this BAM, which means I get the Iron Bark. Movie star, the fastest battle racer in the Dornogal West. Because tanks are falling left and right this season spontaneously, so immediately you've seen this. Before I even realized that the guy was down, I had the bark and the battle res was out, and yeah, I had to tank maybe 1 or 2, 3 hits. With my defensive, with the bark, not a problem. Off tank Frosty K. We'll definitely make a video about it. Last group before the boss. Oh, I'm lying. The mob count is not enough. Yep, that's right. That's what we thought. I'm going through this one. 6 minutes, this group, plus boss, plus running through for another one. That is a tight one. Will we time it? That's what you see in the next episode of the Stonevault. Dum dum dum. I'm not set on the name. for the series, to be honest. So, but if you have some ideas, yeah, let me know. So now comes this Eirich, I don't know. Yeah, since they reduced the frequency, it's okay with your AMS. See, I'm using it. Yes, you can block the debuff. You're not blocking the circle here, but you are still blocking the debuff. So the one you have to close the portals with, but of course it's useful to block one here and there because usually you don't have enough portals. So few people have to sit there while this debuff stacks up and deals more damage. Of course, there's a Frost Decay. That's okay with us because we have defensives. Can just use a Lich Bone there. The nice thing is it's damage reduction and at the same time we increase our healing. So yeah, Death Strike, full again. Yeah, I'm thinking about maybe closing it. Nope. Another Death Strike, another Death Strike, not a problem. Here was thinking about using my AMX. There another tick would go through, I would have used it. But this way, not a problem. Small defensive. There we go, blocking the debuff. If people don't panic during this boss and they use their defensives when they have the debuff, etc., it's, I would say, the easiest boss in this dungeon. Then the first one. Then I think the two with the box they are just carrying around. Apparently, they are very fond of that metal box. And then Skarmorak, because he in principle needs a lot more coordination. I mean, all it takes is just one guy blasting through all the shards and it's a wipe. So yeah, group coordination, heal check, damage check. So that's, for me, that's the wall in this dungeon. Block the next debuff. Scythe him down. There we go. And here we realized, 2%. Not a problem. Speed is my passion. You're just running through.
The former high speaker has been laid low. This is what justice feels like.
We are running through.
Well done, my friend.
I mean, 2.5 minutes for just running in the group. But I was a bit concerned because I think what he is pulling is actually could wipe us there. And even though we just need 2%. Yeah, he's thinking. Yeah, okay. No, this side. Yeah, no, yeah, see, this would have been enough, but his mock charge to the left. Now we are just playing them there. So, yeah, yeah, I was a bit afraid. Next group, use everything again. Also potting, overall damage, very important. There I use my pot, not my death strike, because breath is running. And just use that group to bump up the overall DPS. Don't focus something, right? You want to push the damage. Don't kill stuff. There we go. There we go. 2.37 overall. That's the highest I reached so far. But I rarely have an orc in my group. And I rarely have a shaman, which is kind of weird. Because it's the heal meta class for M+ at the moment. As far as I remember. I don't know what comes Wednesday. Yeah, I was very happy here. But when going through the damage done and the healing done, etc., I could really see the effect of the shaman buff. Because you can see there, Icy Death Torrent. That's the name. Icy Death Torrent, 5th place with like 9 or 10%. And I specifically checked the 2 dungeons before that without shaman and it was 2% lower than that. Also the healing, which I will show in a few. First the gear, craft the helmet, craft the feet, craft the weapon. Nothing fancy here, Oh, this expansion is so expensive. Oh, the socket and the stones, it's just crazy. Very, very standard talent. I mean, you could always take AMZ for the group, but I don't know. People usually stand so far away in these dungeons, and you need coordinated groups to really make use of AMZ. That's why I usually, in most dungeons, don't take it. There you can see healing done. The Frost Shield. Insane. Third place. If you want to see it there, you could pause it. Oh my god, I'm ending the video. Alright. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.